Welcome. This is 2016 Offer and Compromise Update. I'm Jay Freeborne, licensed tax professional, Washington Tax Services. You might have seen some of our other videos. Just wanted to give you a more updated, detailed explanation for how the Offer and Compromise could work for you, and try to give you more detail than the average tax professional gives. In any case, our website, WATAX.com, taxresolutiontalk.com. Bottom line is, Fresh Start Initiative is another name for it. Many tax relief companies give it that name. The bottom line question when you're looking at an offer and compromise, you have back tax debt that you can't afford to pay back, is can you pay it off before the debt expires? So I'm going to illustrate this in a real live case example over here of a customer of ours and illustrate to you how it works. So this client owes some pretty old debts, 2005, 6, and 7. And the first thing we do with the customer who owes back taxes to determine if they qualify for an offer is we're going to find out what the CSED is. That stands for Collection Statute Expiration Date. As you can see, we've got 2005 expiring in January 2017, 6, December 17, 7, and 19. The statute of limitations, or the collection statute expiration date, if you're curious, is basically 10 years after your debt was assessed. There are things that extend the statute of limitations. A bankruptcy can extend it, and doing an offer and compromise that fails extends it. So that's how that's arrived at. But the bottom line is, the most important thing is, when is the last debt can expire? And for this case, the last day expires in March the 9th, 2019. So from there, the guy owes $176,000, which is a lot of money. Our next step is to do a financial statement on the guy. Now this guy has a pretty high income. As you can see, his monthly gross income is $20,756. This person that we're thinking of does have a lot of expenses because he has a big family. In fact, he spends his whole monthly net $21,335. That includes housing of $4,962, vehicle operating costs pretty high, a credit card payment. In reality, the IRS is only going to allow you what their allowable is for whatever county you is, which is much less than what he has, and much less on vehicle operating costs. So in actuality, for the sake of this example, the IRS is only going to allow him this much in expenses. Take the income, subtract the expenses, and his allowable disposable income, which is really the key number here, is $5,162. So the question is, he owes $176. The debt's going to expire in 38 months. That's $464 a month before it expires, March 9, 2019. As you can see here, his disposable income is higher, doesn't qualify. But he was pretty darn close, right? So in example one, this person isn't going to qualify for an offer. He can pay off the debt in theory based on this formula before March 2019. We're going to have to resolve this case differently. The good news about this case is his debt will expire relatively soon, 3 years. So he's got other avenues for resolution, but an offer and compromise is not going to work. So this is example one, on to example two. So before we do the second example, again, got to answer the question for an offer and compromise to the IRS. Can you pay the IRS before the debt expires? Let's go to example two. This gentleman in Texas owes $800,000. That's a lot of money, and his oldest debt's 99. His 99 debt's not going to expire until March 2017 because he filed bankruptcy or something like that. His most recent debt is 2013, which is the most important expiration date, August 2024. That is in 108 months. And so $800,000 divided by 108 months is a grand total of $7,400 a month. This guy's pretty much almost guaranteed to have a disposable income less than $7,400 a month, as exhibited by his income $7,176 a month, minus his allowable expenses of $5,873, $1,303. This gentleman's a candidate of an offer, for an offer, as his assets are only $1,250 as allowable assets. There's many exemptions with assets, which we could talk about another day. So what's the formula? This guy qualifies, so bam, formula 1303 times 12 months equals 15,636. Throw in the assets. In theory, this client will qualify to sell his $800,000 debt for just under $17K. They'll pay 20% down with a $186 filing fee. Wait 6 months for his offer to be processed. In months 6 through 11, he'll pay back the other 80%. He'll be done. So this is an example of using the collection statute expiration date to see if you qualify for an offer. And I'm going to give you one more example to close up this educational seminar. All right, so let's do our third and final example here. Our client is $90,000, gentleman in Kentucky. His oldest debt's 04, which is expiring this year. Good to note. And also something to think about. When you file an offer in compromise, you are going to extend the statute of limitations, which is a very strong consideration for somebody like this. But in any case, his most recent debt is $12,000 for 2012. There's other debts in between. That is the more important date. It's going to expire on August 1st, 2023. As you can see, that's 90 months from now. So 90,000 divides very evenly to 90 months at $1,000 a month. His assets are $3K. His income is pretty high. His actual expenses are really high, which is kind of a red flag. Are we really getting the right idea of his income? Yeah, that's a lot of expenses for that little income, or maybe he's borrowing it. Something to consider for another day. But his allowable expenses are $95.44. 960.61, subtract that out. We got 117. Obviously, if the allowable disposable income's less, bing, OIC. Allowable disposable is more, no OIC. This guy's obviously an offer candidate. 1,000. 117 is much less. So plug it in the formula. 12 months times 117 is 1,404. Add in the assets after the assets have been given all the exemptions that they get. We got a $4,482 cash offer, settling 90 grand. The classic scenario that you want to see for every customer. This is what every tax relief company in the United States wants to achieve, this result. But unfortunately, not everybody meets the criteria. And here at Washington Tax Services, WATAX.com, my blog, which you might read, it's been around for 8 years, taxresolutiontalk.com. We've been doing this since 1989. It's our 27th year in business. And we do rigorous analysis for every case. Unfortunately, in a 10-minute interview with you, we're not going to be able to say, yes, you qualify for this, because we don't know your collection statute expiration date. But what we promise you is to represent you and get you the best deal we can under the law, protect you from collections, and do the case right and charge you a reasonable fee. Anyway, that's it for this Offer and Compromise video 2016. Give us a call at 1-888-282-4697 and we'll give you an honest analysis of what you qualify for. Thanks so much. I'm Jay Freeborne with Washington Tax Services.